Are there common mistakes that you see people make with their Social Security claiming decisions? And if so, what are some of the red flags that might prompt someone to pause and get some professional advice from someone like you?
Yeah, so I mentioned earlier that the biggest blind spot that I see with households is with spousal benefits. People don't realize necessarily that they're eligible for a spousal benefit on their spouses or their ex-spouse's work record and how it works and that it maxes out at age 67. So I've seen divorcees not realize that they are eligible for a spousal benefit on their ex-spouse's work record and then just completely forego that or not provide a marital certificate or something like that to the Social Security office when they request it. I've seen couples who are eligible for a spousal benefit wait until age 70, even though their spousal benefit maxes out at age 67. Even other couples where the spouse doesn't even claim a spousal benefit or a benefit of any kind because they think they're not eligible for any kind of Social Security. So I see this ignorance sort of play out in lots of different households in a very costly way. And I think one red flag that should trip people off as to whether or not they might need professional advice is if they got a complicated marital situation where, you've got one high earning spouse and the other spouse has a very low personal benefit that depends on the working spouse's claiming decision in order to make them eligible. These situations can get kind of complicated and create the need for professional advice. People can do that through their professional financial advisor. They can schedule a consultation with myself and other mentors at Fruition, and my own company, Short Retirement Solutions, also does consultations in sort of a deeper dive way, providing more specific and targeted advice.
Well, you had mentioned before that Social Security should work alongside other retirement income sources like our pensions, 401ks, IRAs, other taxable accounts. The timing to tap into each of these sources can make a significant difference. So, how should people think about Social Security as one piece of the retirement income puzzle? And what does a well integrated strategy look like when coordinating Social Security with other income sources and tax planning?
Yeah, so this is an important question. Like you mentioned, Barbie, I mean, all this stuff should be integrated and thought of together. So, for example, let's say that somebody knows they're going to live a really long time because grandma and grandpa, mom and dad, lived until the age of 100. And so they're thinking very wisely that they ought to postpone claiming Social Security, but maybe they don't have enough retirement savings to do that. Well, one thing that they can do is, well, not only save more, but potentially extend their working life to age 67 or to age 70 in order to afford postponing Social Security. Another thing they can do if they have retirement savings is to withdraw those savings and what they call a Social Security bridge, where let's say they retired at age 62, but they want to postpone claiming until age 70. They just withdraw from their savings over time between age 62 and age 70 in order to fill that gap. Now, there's various ways to do that. One is just by withdrawing monies. They call that systematic withdrawals. And the other way is by doing what they call a bridge annuity, where you buy an annuity from an insurance company that gives you fixed income from age 62 to age 70 that is going to fill in the gap until you start receiving Social Security. So again, this is an integrated decision and you got to think about all these pieces in an integrated way.